How you going, guys? Iski here. I thought I'd just do a quick unvanning, show you what I just got at the dump. It's the first time I've been to the dump for 3 months, believe it or not, 3 months. I normally go like half a dozen times a week easily, but I went there and had to dump a bunch of stuff. I just wanted a holiday, but I'm back from holidays and look what we got. Check this washing machine out. It looks brand new, doesn't it? Well, it's one of their new styles, LG's new styles. That would be worth a pretty penny. So I grabbed that. Oh, listen, I'll go over this first of all. So this machine, the first thing that I would do is just spin the bowl. The bowl feels great. It's still attached to the spider. But look at this. Look at all that. It's dirty, and a lot of this stuff doesn't come off. Oh, look, that is actually coming off. I might be able to just clean that. I was actually going to replace this in a door seal, but I might just be able to clean it. It looks like this is actually... Oh, it is dirt. Okay, it's not mould. Okay, so I should just be able to clean that without taking it off, so that's brilliant. But yeah, so what could the possible problem with this machine? The first thing that I like to look at when I look at these newer style machines is I look at this kick plate here. If you have a look, that's where the pump is that, you know, pumps the water out. And now, the other thing that I look at is, see this sticker. Basically, if the pump has been replaced, or if there's been any work to the pump, that sticker will have been cut, because you have to cut that sticker basically to get that off, right? Now, it hasn't been cut, so there's a good chance that that is the original pump in there, and that's maybe what has gone, you know, kaput. It's quite possible that that pump is dead. And they've just tossed the machine. So hopefully, fingers crossed, the pump is stuffed, and all we need to do to resurrect this machine is replace the pump, hopefully. But I'll show you a couple of other things. This is a dryer. It's a 4 kilogram Simpson dryer. Well, I love it when they actually put signs on the dryer. I am broken, stuffed. But yeah, I'm not going to fix this. Somebody's thrown it off the back of a trailer or a ute and it's dinted. But it looks really good otherwise. I would have been able to fix that. And behind there, there's another one. That's a second Simpson 4 kilogram dryer. And the cool part about these dryers is this particular dryer here, the inner shroud, which is like the plastic, the guts of this machine, it's kind of deteriorating. I don't like selling machines that have this kind of deterioration in the shrouds, because you feel it. Well, I'll show you when I pull this out. But this one here does need a new inner shroud. Now, most people, I'm probably the only person ever that actually replaces those things, mind you. But it's okay. I like doing it. It's a big job, but the cool part is I can pull the shroud out of this machine, because it is actually really good, and I'll stick it in that machine there. A lot of work just for one little dryer, I know, but I can do it pretty quick. I'll probably, let's say 40 minutes work. So that'll be cool. So I'll sell that one once it's done, but I'll probably do that next week. But what I might do today is actually pull this one apart, pull all the parts out of that, the inner shroud that I'm going to use for that one over there, and take the rest of it to the dump, so I can take it to the dump later today. But I will also, you know, troubleshoot this machine and see what's wrong. We might even fix it in this video, who knows. Other than that, look what else I got. Check those lights. How retro are they? I love them. I love retro stuff. I haven't had those kind of lights since I was a kid. They're the pull down ones, you know how you can adjust the heights of them, and they spring back. I love those. So I'm going to stick them on my super deck at some point, because I'm waiting to, you know, I want to buy some lights, or I'm actually going to 3D print them once I've made the file. But you know, for now those might look okay. I might just stick them on my deck just temporarily, so I thought I'd grab those. It's just a bit of fun. That's the fun stuff that I like going to the dump for. This stuff here sucks. White goods is boring, but it's interesting for some people, so I'm going to make a video on this. So I'm going to take this down to the bottom of the driveway and get started. whoever's actually dumped this first dryer with the sign on it, they actually had a go at fixing it. You can see the back's been taken off and the heater's hanging out. All right. All right, let's hook her up. Rightio, we have it all hooked up, ready to go. Will it start? Let's just hit the power and see what happens. That's a good sign, but you can tell somebody's muted it, so it's completely silent. So I guess I've got this hooked up to the drainage, so I'm just going to hit start and see what happens. Oh, hang on, what are we on? I'm just going to hit pause. I don't want to do I want to put it on a quick 30. Let's put it on quick 30 because I couldn't be bothered waiting a couple of hours for one load. Let's just try quick 30 and see what happens. Door lock just closed. Oh, did we actually turn the water on? Nope. I forgot to turn the water on. There we go. So she's filling up. That's good. So far, so good. Let's just, fingers crossed, all we need to do is replace the pump. A lot of people would say, fingers crossed, you don't have to do anything. But I hate it when you don't have to do anything because you can never sleep. You can never sleep properly. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at all the water coming out. It's pouring out of there. How's that? How come? I wonder why that water came out. I'm going to have to look at that. Wow, okay. Interesting. Alright. That's very weird. In fact, can I actually pull this out? Can't really see too much in there. I don't know why that was leaking, but we'll work that out. Maybe that's the problem. That's a lot of water to come out of a machine. But what I might do is actually grab my driver and take this top off Alright, I've got a light. I'm just going to have a look inside here. Nothing has slipped off. It's interesting. I'm looking at this sign here. It says too much detergent, bleach, softener may cause an overflow. And if you have a look in here, there is so much detergent and crap up the top there. Can you see up there? It's all blocking where the water comes in. Still, I wouldn't have thought we would have lost that much water. So I'm going to have to just keep watching this. You know what, I just think that this was open a little bit. It was actually open, now that I think about it, it was actually open slightly. So I'll just monitor that. There is actually no indication that that's, been an ongoing issue. Normally if that was the case, and that's happened a lot of times before, you would actually see dribble marks and all of that kind of stuff down there. But this looks incredibly clean. I mean, whoever's had this has really looked after it. So I'm just going to kind of, well, ignore that for the time being and just let this go through its cycle. But having said that, honestly, there's a little bit of water in there, but not much. We'll just let this cycle complete. I might just pause you. In fact, while I wait for that, I might actually, I'll bring you up here, start pulling this dryer apart for parts. Let's just maybe put you there. I'll just do it on the driveway quickly, if I can. Okay, so there you go. You can see whoever's dumped this has taken the back off, had a go at fixing it, thought it was too difficult and went, let's just get a new one. So I'm just going to set you here. So whenever I pull a machine like this apart, the first thing that I will do is remove the door lock mechanism, the manual timer, and these screws here, because they hold the inner shroud on. So let's do that. Grab this. You can never have too many of those, believe me. Alright. Okay. All right. This machine's just filling up again, and it's all right. So it's pouring out. Hang on, I've got to grab you guys. Look at this. There we go. Can you see it's just pouring out of there? In fact, look at that. I think I know what the problem is. I think that the hose is blocked, because it seems to be going in at first. It takes a few seconds, and once it gets back, it's just blocked. I reckon. Watch this. Oh no, it's already too empty. I think the drainage hose, you can't even see anything. You can actually just see it down there. I reckon that is blocked. Guarantee you, that might be the easiest fix ever. That could be the easiest fix ever. But everything else seems to be going fine. My lights are getting wet. It's okay, they're plastic. Yeah, well listen, let's let this finish, hey? Let's let this finish. How many more rinses is it going to do? Excuse me. So I think the best thing is to maybe let this finish its cycle. I just want to make sure that the spin is fine. That means the drum's it'll be fine. I have a feeling that hose might be just full of detergent, because you saw how much detergent they were using in this soap box. Oh man, I hardly ever get that problem, rarely ever. Okay, I'll just move these in the sun. Right, let's get back to this dryer. Okay, let's get back into this. I'll grab you if something interesting happens. Alright, I love these things here, they're gold. You wrap your power cord and that just holds the power cord on. They just break all the time, so that's good to have. Alright, we'll put our quarter bit hex bit on, 1/4 inch. Get that one later. Undo the bearing nut. We'll disconnect this heater. Actually throw that away. Got dozens of them, I tell you. Alright. We'll keep that as well. Now this one here, where it's bent, is hard to get to, so I'm just going to see if I can lever that out to get my 1/4 inch hex bit onto it. There we go. Gotcha. Lift this up. Slide this out. Alright, so I am going to hold on to this bearing. It feels okay. But I need my Phillips head again. And that's where your bearing is. Got a good bearing there. That'll save us 20 bucks. Okay, so the rest of this stuff can just get dumped. I might keep this because I'm actually running low on those. I'm going to throw this in the van. I'll take this back. That's the other machine. It's upside down. So we are going to pull out the shroud out of the machine that I'm pulling apart at the moment. And we're going to stick it in here because look at this. Can you see that? See how that's all brittle and it's actually breaking away? Well, that tears up your clothes. So I am going to replace this with the one that we're pulling apart. Nice belt. Feels good. that's what we got. So that's the inner shroud. It should just lift up now. And this, my dear peoples, can go straight back to the dump. Nine minutes. Just as long as it spins good. Just want it to spin good. This is going to be an amazing machine. That's awesome. That's really good. Well, there's nothing wrong with this machine apart from, I reckon, that hose is blocked. There's got to be just a simple blocked hose. Okay. Alright, it's the next day, and you might notice I'm talking a bit louder, and that's because yesterday when I was actually working on this machine, my neighbour was out on his front porch. He's a really great guy, but to be honest, I get really self-conscious when I'm making videos around other people. I just won't do it. He can hear everything that I'm saying, and so I thought I'm just going to leave it to the following day because he told me that he was going to mow his lawn, and that's what he's doing now. You can hear that? You might be able to hear it. But yeah, so he's doing his lawn, so let's fix this up because I reckon this is an easy fix. So what happened yesterday? So basically, guys, what is happening is the actual water is coming through the hose into the soap box, and it's going, well, you think that it's going into the bowl, but I don't think much is getting into that bowl. I actually think that the hose between this soap box and the washing machine itself, I reckon that's all gunked up, because the water actually keeps going through for about 10 seconds, and I think that's, 10 seconds, it's filling up the hose, and then it fills up the soap box, and then eventually it just starts overflowing, coming out of this, just out of this side here, and that's what we saw yesterday. And basically, the amount of water that is going into the soap box, that's how much water was actually getting spurted out of this crack here. So that's got to be what's happening. I'm not sure if I've ever come across this before, but hey, let's try something new. In fact, like I saw yesterday, it actually does say here, too much detergent, bleach or soften up may cause an overflow. So I think that's what's happening, because remember, I actually pulled that out and we had a look up inside there, and it was, hang on, let me get this light, and look at that. Just look at all of that. That's all, that's my neighbour's cat. What do you want? Zach, what do you want? I'm doing a video. Dude, come back later. Oh. Anyway, let me sort this out. So yeah, I think someone's just putting too much, detergent in there. So we're going to have to pull, listen, we'll probably pull this box out anyway. What I was going to do is I was going to actually, well listen, first of all, I'm going to pull this soap box out without taking these off. Have a look at that hose, unblock it. If it's blocked, I'm sure it's blocked. And yeah, when we've sorted that out, I'm actually going to take this entire soap box out and give it a good clean under some hot water, and it should be like new again. So what I'm going to do is set you up on that ladder and just pull that out. It's going to be an easy one. Basically, all you need to do is take that screw out, and then the entire thing basically slides backwards, and you can pull it off and disconnect that hose from underneath. So let's give that a shot. Okay, now you should just have to slide this back, pull this out. In fact, let me just show you. I'll just set this up here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's basically, can you see the hose there? We just want to let's see if I can do it with one hand. We just want to pull this off. Oh, listen, I can't. I'm just going to set you back up here because I have to disconnect the other side. All right. Oh gosh, I can see it all. It looks disgusting. I can see one side at least. All right. So I'll take the other side off, I think. Hang on a second, let me have a look. So this is the hose. Let me get in a better spot. I mean, that doesn't look gunked up now that I've looked at it. There's a lot of crap there. There's a lot of crap. I don't know how well you can see that. There's a lot of crap, but there's definitely a large opening, a big hole. Let me get out of the sun. It might be easier to see. That's better. There's still a big hole there. So, yeah, interesting. Honestly, let's have a look at the other side of the soapbox. Maybe the actual... Let's just see if we can tip this upside down. Let me try another thing. Let me just put my finger in here. No. I can feel the bowl. So there isn't an actual... I can't actually feel for a... I can't actually feel a major blockage. It looks disgusting, I know, But honestly, I would have thought that that would have been heaps of room for water to get through. Yeah, okay, so what am I going to do now? Okay, so that's kind of wrecked that. I am going to just wash that hose out, to be honest with you. I'm going to wash that hose out, put it back on and give it another go and see what happens. Let me just set you back up here so I can have a thorough look at this thing. There's no cracks, honestly. You know what I'm thinking? I reckon, if we have a look here, you know how there's all of this crap and everything up in the top here? I think what might be happening is because there's a couple of these solenoids that kind of kick in. There's basically this will go to one section of the soap box, this will go to another section, and this will go to another section. I reckon what's happening is there's no blockage, and what is happening is you can see when the solenoid that kicks in and it's kicking into this section here, I reckon it's actually spurting the water this way. Maybe what could be happening is it's spurting the water this way, and that's basically towards the door of the soap box, and maybe that's what's happening. I'm grasping at straws here. I think that's the only thing that I can think of now. Listen, what I might do, I do have quite a lot of these soap boxes. I might just go and get a nice looking soap box, replace it, and see what happens with a better soap box, eh? Let's do that. Okay, I'll take you with me. This is my home cinema that I'm building. If you like home cinemas and you want to see me build this thing, please subscribe. All right, let's have a look. Up here, what do we got here? These are all LG soap boxes. Let's this looks like the type of soap box. This looks exactly like what we're after. You can see I have a few. They're all LGs there. Then we get onto Bosch, and then we get onto Samsung all the way to the end. Hopefully I'll be getting rid of all of those pretty soon. I'm sick of doing washing machines. Get back to my corsets. Okay. Now, let me just set you back there. Let me just look at this and make sure it's the same. It looks identical. Yes, it looks identical. Yep, and it should be. Okay, so what I'm going to do, before I even put this one in, I'm just looking at the top of this one. I don't know if you guys can see in there. That looks a lot cleaner. But what I might do just before I replace this is give it a bit of a clean anyway, because I don't want to have to pull it off later and then clean it. I'm going to be giving this machine away to a mate of mine, hopefully later today. So I'm just going to give this a clean. I'll be back in 5 seconds. Maybe make that minutes. Okay, so that there is spotless. It's beautiful. Just going to grab some tools and let's actually disconnect all of this stuff and put it on this other soap box. Pull these clamps back, get that hose off. I hate the way they put these clamps on from underneath. Oh, this is disgusting, this soap box. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Alright, pull that out. I'm just going to get a damp rag because I've got a bit of crap that's fallen out of that. So, just get all that water out of there. Okay, I am just going to put these, hopefully I'm still in shot. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Let me just have a look. Yeah, pretty close. Alright, so they're on. Let's just do this one here. I'm not sure what this hose even does. I'd assume that it's like an overflow hose. Okay, so they're all on. So I actually didn't clean this hose out, but I am going to go and clean this hose out now. This hose here, and we will connect it back up. Alright, so I've cleaned this hose out now. Honestly, there was hardly anything in there. Not much at all. It was just dirty. There was a little bit. So I'm just going to put this back on. Now I can't remember exactly where the handle for this clamp was sitting, whether it was poking up or to the side. So listen, I'm just going to go back and have a look at this footage that I just took. Be back in a second. Okay, so this was definitely to its side. So let's just put that the way it was, like that. I'll plug this, or attach this hose again. These LG machines are so much easier. They're the easiest machines to work on, I think. Well, at least the older ones were. Okay, so that's in. This is on. So I'm going to put these screws back in the front, and we are going to try this out one more time and see if it overflows. Alright, so there we go. That should be all hooked up again. So I'm going to plug this back in, and we are going to start this off and see if we get any overflows. Okay, let's stick this on a quick 30. Alright, in fact I'll send that over here, we'll see if we can see any water coming out. Alright. Did you hear that? It started filling and it stopped, and now I think it's going to start filling in another compartment. And I reckon it's now is when it starts overflowing, when it starts filling up this next compartment pretty soon. Alright, so let's look out for some leaks, because I'm pretty sure it was about now that it started overflowing. Yeah, it's coming out again. Look at that. What's going on? I can't work this out. We did nothing. Let's have a look here. Let's actually pull this out. Look at that. It's completely blocked up. Look at that. That is completely blocked. Okay, I'm pausing this. Alright, so you can see it is actually, the water's not getting into the bowl. Why not? Okay, so there's a real problem here. Why is that not actually... I stuck my finger into the actual case here where the hose was going into, and that's felt fine. Okay. Let's watch this. Let's see how long this takes to go down. If it does go down. Ah. That's crazy. I've never experienced any. I've never had anything like this happen before. And that's not actually going down. Now the door is unlocked, I think. Yep. Oh, did you see that? As soon as I opened the door, the water actually was released, and there's no more water up there. It just poured through. Why? Why? That's crazy. Like it's a big. Oh, I've got some ideas, but they're just so far out. I can't understand why that would happen. Because it's like that we released the air suction or something, and the water just started letting itself come through. All right, so okay, I have to think about this. Let me have a think. Okay, I still can't work it out. There's only about 2 minutes later, mind you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually turn it off. I'm going to turn it back on again, start it again, do that quick 30. And this time I'm going to actually leave that soap box out of there and see what happens. So it's plain. Look at that, it's filling up. It's completely filling up until it's just stopping there. Okay, so the next time it starts filling up, it's just going to overflow, right? That's what's happening. I don't know why the water's not getting from here into the actual bowl of the machine. Okay, so it's literally, it didn't actually reset itself this cycle. I think it's actually just started taking off from where we left off initially. So what I'm going to do is pause it again. I'm going to wait until I hear the door unlock itself. I'm not sure how long it takes with these newer LGs. Let's have a listen out for it, you'll hear it. Oh, it takes such a long time. Let me just have a look. There you go. Is that, I could just feel it. Alright, so there you go. Now, I actually opened that door slightly and I let a bit of air through the door, and as soon as I did that, I noticed that soapbox, all the water just left. That's just really weird. It's like it needs, I can understand it. I can understand that it's like having, you know, a petrol container. Oh, jeez, Gordon's getting closer. Yeah, it's like you do need air to if you tip something upside down to let the water out. It does need like like an air inlet somewhere, but I've never really come across anything like this before. Right, I have to wait till Gordon's finished because this is getting a bit dangerous. I'm getting bits of rocks and everything almost hitting me. Okay, I've figured it out. I've worked it out, and guess what? I taught myself something new. It's been 5 years I've been working on these things and I've never come across this particular problem before, and I just taught myself something new. So I'll show you. So let's just recap. So the water is filling up the soap box, but the water isn't actually getting into the machine. It just starts filling up the soap box until it gets to this point, and then the water just comes out, right? But if we paused it like we did before, the water isn't going down still. The water's still not going down. But if we open up the door, letting air into the machine, the water level drops dramatically. It just goes, the water goes straight through the machine really quickly. So that's telling me that this machine, front loader machines, obviously need an air intake to get the water into the machine. So my mate next door came over. You can hear him mowing now. He came over to borrow some mower fuel. And while he was here, I said, listen, this machine's got me totally stumped. Anyway, we troubleshot it for about maybe 60 seconds. And he said, obviously you need an air intake. And I said, yeah, it sounds like it, but I didn't know. And he said, well, what is this hose here for? And remember I said before, just moments ago, I said I didn't even know what that hose was for. I'm assuming that it was like an overflow hose for the soap box. Well, no. That is our air intake. Now, if I set you down here, and if I pull this off, have a look at this. Look at that, it's totally gunked up. It's totally blocked. It's disgusting, look at that. So, this hose is blocked, preventing the air from getting into the machine, and that's why we can't fill it up. So let's go and clean that, eh? Let's go on. I'll take you with me. Hang on. Ugh. Oh, gross. Look at that. Definitely going to have to clean that as well. Let's just set you here. Get some hot water. Oh, that's it. That's got to be the problem. I don't know if you can see any of that. I don't think you can. We just had so much mud and gunk and crap and come out of there. Look at that. Alright, so I have to go and clean the other end where it actually pokes, sticks into the bowl. Let's go and have a look at that now and see if we can kind of clean it. Alright. Oh, it's like jelly. It's like jelly. Ah, gross. Now, listen, this machine is still filled with water, so what I'm going to do, catch the camera first. So that's jelly up there. Excuse me. What I'm going to do, it's still full of water. I'm just going to move this around so that top is down the bottom, and I'm almost washing that crap off. Now let's have a look up the top. Yeah, it's nice and shiny again. Oh, sorry about this gimbal. Okay, guys, I think we've got it. This has got to be it. Okay. Just going to connect this back up. Right, that's connected. Now, what I'm going to do is turn the machine back on. I'm going to go back to quick 30 and hit play. Now, the thing is, because there's already water in there, it hasn't drained out. We're going to get a little bit of water filling up. Excuse me. But it's going to get pretty quickly, it'll realise that there's water in the machine because of the pressure switch, and it'll stop. But even before, we did have some water actually filling up there. Let's see if it actually fills up this time. No, it's going in. Perfect, it's working. Oh. There you go, guys, that's the problem. Fixed. We fixed it! We fixed it! Now, that's definitely should be overflowing, right? It's not even getting close, so I'm happy with that. I'm just going to put this soap box back in there, let it finish this particular cycle, make sure everything's looking good, and then I'm going to put some washing in. But we fixed it! Can you believe that? So this machine was dumped because this little hose was blocked. That's crazy. I mean, whoever's dumped it, I mean, you know, it took me a little while to work this out, and I'm really cluey with these things, right? I'm used to fixing these. But yeah, it's crazy that it was dumped because of that. They've obviously had to go out and get a new machine. Excuse me. Must be all this pollen in the air from next door. Yeah, so that's crazy. They've obviously gone out and bought another machine for... So I'd say this machine here would be easily over $1,000. Looking at maybe $1,300. It's only a few years old. And we fixed it. Well, next time we'll know, won't we? So I'll keep that in my mental Rolodex. That's an easy fix. So my mate's going to come over later on today, and I'll give him this machine, and he will love me big time. So there you go. We fixed another one. So I'm not sure. Should we actually go up there and fix this dryer now? Look at that. So that's that second dryer that I got from the dump. It's all nice, and we'll have to clean it up. But have a look here. This is what I was talking about yesterday. See how the inner shroud is all stuffed, it's all cracked. And remember, we pulled this one out. Maybe we should, I might do a quick speed lapse of me actually putting this in that machine, eh? And we'll clean it up, and we'll sort it out. We'll we'll make it look really nice. And yeah, let's finish that. I'll do that. That's broken. That needs to be replaced. That needs to be replaced. Got a fresh one. Looking good. We'll just let that run for a couple of minutes. Make sure it goes the opposite direction. and we'll button her up. But yeah, I had to replace the idler. I replaced the capacitor. I put a new filter in there. You saw me just put the filter in, and that's about it. Here, it's going to go the opposite direction. Perfect. So I'm happy with that. I'll button the back up, throw a bit of washing in, do a couple of tests, and that one will be done. I'll have to clean it up, give it a nice wipe down with some wet cloth, but I'm pretty happy with that. That was pretty easy actually. Well, there we go guys, all done. We've made one good dryer out of two. So it's great to see recycling, eh? Remember what I said about this? These are gold. Check this out. That's what I mean. Look at this. They break so easily. So we'll get rid of that. We will stick that one in there. Come on, get in there. There we go. So I'm happy with that. I'll probably give it a good, I'll probably clean some of these marks off there first before I sell it. Do a couple of test loads. We got some spare parts as well from the other machine. I'm going to throw that out. That's our disintegrated shroud. But this is like a new one. Very happy with how this turned out. So that's it guys, the video is over. Sorry it's a long one. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. You might notice I never use the soapbox. Always just put it straight in. Right, what's the time? Let's do a quick 30. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.